Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Boston. I am Rev Gina and I am blessed to be here with you today. We are here live in Medford, Massachusetts on this beautiful Mother's Day. And what's better than the beginning of spring with all the buds in bloom and the trees coming back to green again? Isn't it a beautiful thing to be in this time of rebirth on Mother's Day, talking about light within the shadows? And that is our topic for today, light within the shadows. So it's coming back to life again in every way. Here at Centers for Spiritual Living Greater Boston, we are a community of love. And what that means is we're an inclusive community based on love and acceptance that is a healing presence for all through joyful connection, activities, and education. Our mission is a spiritual community that lovingly embraces all races, ages, abilities, genders, and the celebration of diversity through the practice of science of mind and teachings and principles for the betterment of each individual and the oneness of all. In our purpose, we bring about positive change within individuals and the world by teaching and embodying the science of mind teachings, the principles, and carrying them out in the world. And what is science of mind? It is a teaching that is based, it's the culmination of religion and science. And, it's also philosophy, a little bit of everything all coming together and knowing that teaching gives us the opportunity to uplift ourselves and the world. So thank you for being here with us this morning. And we have so much love, so much joy, so much good stuff coming up. We're going to begin with a beautiful song by Denise Rosier, and it is Open Up. And it actually is her mom. I mean, as a mom, she gave this to her daughter. She wrote this for her daughter.
This is a song that I wrote for my daughter. And really the message is for all of us just to be brave and be open to all of the amazingness that is inside us.
When a step seems too hard to take, every turn feels like a big mistake. It makes you want to close your eyes and hide. Trust yourself, even if you're scared. Don't give up, don't give in to fear. All the strength you seek, you'll find inside. Open up, spread your wings and rise above the clouds in your mind that blind you to who you really are. Don't waste your time, no one else can live your life. Open up to what you've known all the time. You are more than you are. You are more than you are. Live your mind, make a statement. Don't hide yourself out in the open. Step into the spotlight and shine. Be the change, fall like a domino, a chain reaction that sets the world aglow. Be amazed at how it falls in line. Open up, spread your wings and rise above the clouds.
who is going to lead us in our prayer and invocation.
Good morning, everyone. Please take a few deep breaths. Just close your eyes, breathe in slowly, release it easily. Take in another deep breath, release. I am grateful being here knowing that there is a power greater than each of us right here in this very space and everywhere present in any one space. That power is God, a vibrational energy, all knowing, all powerful, and present everywhere, from in this very space, in my very being, and each of yours, and everywhere present all over the whole universe. It's an amazing thing to know how powerful that energy is. And the gratefulness is that we, each of us, individualize that power. Each of us has that power within us. Each of us is that light and that love and that beauty and that peace and that power and the truth and the joy. On and on and on. I could go through all kinds of platitudes, but it's all true. And as we align our consciousness with that greater being, that greater power, that macro power that fills the universe, each of us can totally align our thoughts for our greatest good, knowing that each of us can have that which we desire. We are that powerful within ourselves when we align with that truth. I know it's so, and I am grateful for being here and releasing this to the universe, and ask you to join me in saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much. Good morning.
All right. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers, caregivers, whoever you are out there watching. The reading this morning is from 365 Days of Richer Living, Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. And it is titled, The Light of the World is the Light of My Life. Darkness is always the symbol of ignorance, while light is the symbol of wisdom and truth. Darkness is always temporary, while truth is eternal. Our problems, which are our individual darkness, never long endure. At the most, a problem could only endure 90 to 100 years for any of us. But it need not last for even a day if we can turn to the light of truth and find peace. Within each of us, there is something that is saying, I am the light of the world. If ye will follow me, ye shall have eternal light. This paraphrase of one of Jesus' great statements is true for all who will try it. It assures us that if we make the effort to look for the good in any situation, we shall find it. And having found it, it will increase, and the evil within will decrease. Right where we are, God is. In the midst of our problem is the mind and the idea that will solve the problem. We must know this and act upon this premise. I walk in the light of truth. There is no darkness in my pathway, for my God is with me, and my God indwells me. I am the light of my own world, and I let my light shine. I radiate divine love to all I meet this day. I speak the loving word to all I greet this day. I know that from a center within myself, there flows out through me the light of healing. All my affairs are now illumined with infinite intelligence. I am wise with the wisdom of spirit. The light of God fills my consciousness, and I know everything that I need to know instantly. My pathway is radiant with good, and I am divinely guided in all my ways. My world is alive with God, and my body is filled with the light of life. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much for that beautiful.
The things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. My soul inside is all white. Ooh. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Yes, I am light. And what does that mean? What does it mean that I am light? It means that I am spirit. I am that I am. I am that love. I am that joy. I am light, as is each one. And today our topic is a little different. You know, for our month's theme is light within the shadows. And shadows have that connotation, almost like there's something bad, there's something wrong. You know, especially in the movies, you know, when we see something coming, we see that, oh, it's lurking, it's scary. It's not meant to be that way. You know, we live in a very, you know, it takes everything in order to be who and what we are. There's the inward and the outward, and both are so important in order to become. Yin and yang, male and female, strong and weak, rigid and tender, heaven and earth, light and darkness, thunder and lightning, cold and warmth, good and evil. The interplay of opposite principles constitutes the universe. And that's Confucius. It takes one to show us the other. And they're never separate. You know, when we think of the light, there's no place that there is not light. Whether or not I feel like it, I am that I am. When we're in a dark room, it's because we haven't turned to the light. We haven't turned it on. At nighttime, it's simply that the moon is to us and we're facing away from the sunlight. And when we're feeling the shadow side, when we're feeling that darker sides of emotions, it's because I'm not facing the sunlight of the spirit. And that isn't out there somewhere. The sunlight of the spirit is right here where I am. It's that soul within me. But sometimes we forget, and sometimes life happens. You know, this is a beautiful day. Mother's Day is such a precious, it's a gift, it's a joy, until the moments that maybe it's not. Half the people in the world think it's amazing and wonderful and a time to celebrate. And if yours isn't on this plane anymore, it doesn't feel like that for a lot of people. And it's that light and shadow. The light, yes, what a gift to have that. And, you know, one of the things about precious gifts is they don't last forever. So everything in our life has both sides. And the gift that those people, because it's not just our moms, it's aunts, it's that divine feminine within each one. And we all have it. It's that nurturing, it's that caring, it's that giving. And when they're here and it's a day and it's wonderful in celebration. And sometimes when it's not, it's not. There's a time of longing, a time that feels like the shadow. It's in every aspect of our life. And it's not to be denied. It's not to say, oh, it's all good. You know, all is well. You know, we know in principle, all is well. It's what we teach. We know it. Things happen as they're meant, and it is for the betterment of my soul in every way. But there are things that we walk through that do not feel like that on any given day. And yet that sunlight is still within us. That sunlight of the spirit is still there. You know, our thoughts and our emotions aren't always the same as when we're interacting with people. Oftentimes when we meet people, we say, hi, how are you? Great, how are you? Good, how are things going? And you have that superficial conversation about nothingness. And, most people that know me know if I ask you, I want to know. And if you ask me, most likely I'm going to tell you. So you better want to know or not. I am very much what you see is what you get. And sometimes people love that. And sometimes it's a pain to others. But it's taken me a long time to realize the value in that, to show up authentically to the best of my ability. And sometimes that's hard. On days when we miss loved ones. And don't get me wrong, I woke up from a text from my daughter that was beautiful, that I've waited years to get. When they're growing up and they're teenagers especially, and you think, someday they'll get it. Someday they'll appreciate it. Someday. Well, this morning was that day. How wonderful is that? I actually woke up to that text. And as light as that is, I miss my mom. It's 3 years since I hugged her. And that's hard. I came from a big Italian family. We would go out to eat on Mother's Day with 20, 25 people. Every year, that's what we did. And most of them are no longer on this plane. And I am blessed. And there's another side to that. And when I pretend and I don't acknowledge that side, that's where dis-ease comes in for me, because I am very sensitive. When I hold that in, there's anxiety, there's depression, there's all kinds of emotions that can come from holding that in. Carl Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. What does that mean? Making the darkness conscious. It's being authentic and saying when I'm sad, whether it's convenient for the people around us or not. I mean, granted, you don't need to tell the world that's not, where it's appropriate. That's one thing that I've definitely learned, is that there are people I can go to in confidence that are going to meet me where I am. And there are others that don't deserve that confidence. We create, and oftentimes if we weren't born into a family, we get the opportunity, especially in the spiritual community, to find a tribe of people that we trust, that we love, that we can be our authentic selves with. And to me, that's what life is about. Finding your tribe and appreciating them as they appreciate you, wherever you are, not changing to fit in. And that's our society too often. Bigger, better, faster, more, faster pace. Or if you look, there's two sides that tell you think like this or think like that. There is no side. There is no duality. We are one. And I can love you wherever you are. I don't have to agree with everything you say, but I can absolutely love you. And it's really about that. It's coming into that place of awareness that I get a choice in everything that I do. And when I make that conscious, I am using the creative process to create my life. Now, anybody that's in science of mind, which is what we teach, understands the creative process. And although I don't often get technical, I'm going to. So I want to share this with you. I want you to really see, this is our teaching symbol. It's the involution of spirit. So where spirit is going down into life, where it comes into our body in effect. So there's spirit at the top, that all there is that is unseen. And often when we think of unseen, we think of the darkness. And it goes into that soul, which is the law that it uses. And it creates the effect. So when you look at this, at the top, I want you to picture an acorn. And that middle part, the law, it does what it does. So an acorn is never going to give you tomatoes. This we know. The law does what it does. It works a certain way. And that is about knowing that I can trust gravity. It works for me as it works for you. It's no different. Thoughts become things. That's the basis of our teaching. If nothing else, one of the cornerstones is what I think about, I bring about. Now, if I am not conscious or paying attention to what I'm thinking, I am creating whether I like it or not. So we get the opportunity to create consciously or not. It's a lot of responsibility. It's to look at things in my life and say, well, they're this way because of the choices I did or did not make. And it's not about blame. It is so important that we are the observer and not blaming ourselves. It's about awareness. Who do I choose to be? Where do I choose to be? Not everything in our lives is our responsibility, or because when we lose people that we love, or there's circumstances or situations, not everything is our doing, but how I react to it and what I do from there is mine. So when we look at this teaching symbol, we know that an acorn, the idea of a mighty oak tree, came from that acorn which Spirit created. You do not plant sunflower seeds to get an oak tree. You plant the acorn and you put that into the ground, into that darkness where it bursts apart like the chrysalis from the butterfly. It had to be a caterpillar first, bursting apart in the darkness, in the unseen of the ground. We don't know what's happening. We don't know how it's happening. And the final part of that is the effect, which is what we do see. That's the body. That's the tree itself. That mighty oak came from Spirit. We could not turn this little acorn into this mighty oak. But the law can, because it does what it does. It'll never turn sunflower seeds into a mighty oak. So my thoughts, if I am planting small seeds or unconsciously focused on negativity or what I don't want or what I fear or holding back my best, then what am I going to get but all of those thoughts that I've planted? So this is really about, you think of a seed, you think of the soil, that's our mind. Our thoughts go into the law and they create. So I encourage you today to really take some time to decide, what do I want in my garden? What do I choose to plant and cultivate? And every time something happens, because stuff always does, it's about being authentic with ourselves so that the weeds don't grow. Now, sometimes those weeds are false beliefs that other people planted. Not every child was raised in that ideal home. Not everyone got that encouraging message that you can be anything, you can do anything. You are the divine. You are a star in stardust wrapped in skin. You are that I am. Not everyone got that message growing up. So we have these false beliefs. Well, they can do that, but I could never do that. And they make a ton of money, but I'm dealing with this. And they don't have to deal with what I have to deal with. Or they don't have, and they got a break. And it's none of that. Nobody else matters. When we are creating, we're picking seeds. What are the seeds that you are choosing to cultivate? Fears, doubts, insecurities are the weeds that choke our dreams. they choke the life out of who we really are. They block the sunlight of the Spirit, which is in our soul, that is untouchable. There is as much of divine in you in this moment as there ever was and ever will be. And I'm going to say that again. There is as much of divine in you right now as there ever was and ever will be. Which means anything is possible. New seeds can be planted at any time. Weeds can be plucked out. But I have to be authentic. And sometimes I have to be vulnerable. And Brene Brown, who I love, says owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our years running from it. Embracing our vulnerabilities is risky, but not nearly as dangerous as giving up on love and belonging and joy, the experiences that make us most vulnerable. Only when we're brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. How powerful is that? Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. So go to those places. And we don't have to go alone. That's the beauty of it too. Now, whether you go with a friend or whether you have a therapist, whether you have a practitioner, whoever it is you need to trust, you don't have to do it alone. And that's a conversation. It's not about beating ourselves up. It's simply awareness. We observe. That's where that came from. We are not afraid of it. You know, oftentimes in my life, one of the things, it's pretty clear that my weight has always been one of the things for me that has been hard. There's been a lot of things that have come from that. And it is definitely my biggest vulnerability, outwardly and inwardly. And I pretended. I lived on denial for the first 25 years of my life. And I mean that. And I don't say that proudly. But I did what I did and was able to do it because I didn't pay attention to how I really felt. I literally acted as if I didn't care. I told myself I didn't care what anybody thought. I told myself none of that mattered. I can do anything. And I caused myself some physical and emotional stuff as a result of that. That rippled. And I've done a lot of work to be honest with where I am and love myself no matter what. Who I am is not what I look like. I am not my weight. I am not, as the song said, I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the color of my skin. That is not who and whose I am. I am perfectly me. And yes, I choose to be healthy and I'm doing what I choose to do, but that has nothing to do with anybody else. Until I could honestly look at me and love myself every step of the way and give myself that empathy and compassion that I didn't give myself as a child, that I didn't allow myself as a young adult. I couldn't possibly face what I needed to as I stepped into where I'm going. There's a freedom. There's a compassion. And we often will give it to others that we love, but we forget we have to love ourselves first. That's the shadow. It's not about being perfect. It's about knowing who and whose we are, which is and always will be perfect. You are no more or less divine than you will ever be. So today, let us decide to shine. And, the last thing I want to share with you is, and I loved this picture. Trees in a forest are interconnected through thread-like structures of symbiotic fungi, which form an underground network. Through the network, the biggest and oldest trees, known as mother trees, share carbon and nutrients with saplings growing in shady areas where there is not enough sunlight. The mother trees can also detect the ill health of other trees and send them nutrients they need to heal. In this way, mother trees act as central hubs, communicating with both young seedlings and other large trees around them to increase their chances of survival. Let each one of us be that mother tree. We are all interconnected. Each one of us has divine power within us. We are all one. And there are times that each of us needs something from the other. Find your tribe. If it's not your family that you're born into, find your tribe. People that love you exactly as you are. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be perfect at being me to the best of my ability today. And today might look different than next week. And it's okay. Find the people that appreciate it. And really be in that place and know that you are that mother tree. We have the divine feminine within us. Each one of us has the masculine and the feminine within us. So on this Mother's Day, let's be that nurturing, caring, loving person to each other. The one that we need. So that when we need it, they're connected to us. And when they need it, we're connected to them and consciously growing together. So I am so grateful to be here with you. Thank you for sharing your Mother's Day with me. Thank you for being in the light with me. And our affirmation for this week is, and let's say it together, my inward journey and outward experience are in perfect alignment. Yes, let's make who I am on the inside and who I am on the outside the same person. Loving it, lighting up. And that's how we shine. Knowing who and whose we are and sharing it. That's how we shine. So thank you for being here. And we do have a few announcements. But before we go into that, just knowing that the law of circulation, giving activates receiving. And, if you have been blessed by this message, know that we are here and able to do what we do because of what you offer. So we give and receive. So if you've been spiritually fed, please know that you can go on our website, cslboston.org, if you wanted to get more information. But we have a Venmo as well as our PayPal. And whatever, or if you need an address, you can reach out as well. So thank you. And let's do our affirmation. Together we say, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. And I am very excited to announce we have a foundations class starting next week. So it is starting on, actually, this is the old date. It was originally going to start yesterday, but we're starting it next Saturday. Sorry, I didn't put the updated one in there, but it is going to be this coming Saturday, so you didn't miss anything. So if you're available and you want to eat, whether it's new to you or you want to renew and just refresh all of the beginnings and really with that new foundation starting all over again, it's a wonderful refresher or beginning. And if just reach out to me at the information's on the bottom. You can always do a screenshot if you're watching us on your phone, but it's Gina at cslboston.org. And of course, Thursday nights, we always have our Sacred Circle at 7, and they're wonderful conversations. And, it's always a great group, and I encourage you, join us anytime you can. It is wonderful to be seen and heard exactly as you are for a joyful conversation. And we have a workshop coming up I'm doing on May 21st. So it's actually next Sunday. And it's 1 to 3 on your journey to happiness, which is actually my book. And it's a 10-step journey from wherever you are to where you choose to be in a happy way. So when we fall off that path, we are going to talk about things like self-image and how to maintain that love for ourselves no matter what, how to achieve goals and, set boundaries and to live that joyful life that each one of us deserves. So for more information on that, again, Gina at cslboston.org. You can email me. And we vision every Monday. There's always the link in our newsletter every week. You can go to our website to sign up for that, our newsletter. We would love for you to join us, knowing that Divine has a plan. And it's always different and greater than mine. So I lean into that every week for Vision A. And I just wanted to mention we have SOAR coming August 8th to 11th. And it's still part of early bird registration, so there is a discount. So it's at a Silmar, and there are spots still available. So for anyone that may be interested. So all kinds of things going on. And of course, it is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, whatever it is that you are doing, whatever it is you are being. So we're going to pray and know and be. So I invite you to just be where you are and take a breath. I know that there is only one power, one presence, one love, one life, and that this one is the laughter of a baby. It is the wet nose of a puppy. It is the kindness of a friend, the hug of mom. This one is all that is, was, and ever will be. It just is. The Alpha and the Omega, and everything in between. And that includes me. I am that I am presence. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one. Each one in this room, watching live online, and each one anywhere, anytime. Each is spirit. And knowing that I am that joy and peace, power, presence. Right here and right now, I claim that focus to go within in simple awareness and observation, in mindfulness. I choose to allow in a safe space at a safe time whatever needs to be known to be viewed and released. I let go of anything from the past that ever seemingly held me back. I pluck out the weeds of fears, doubts, and insecurities, and I stand in and as the sunlight of the Spirit, shining as the power, using the gifts uniquely mine. And I know that for each one, vibrant health, vitality, joy, knowing that life is good and getting better, knowing that love is always the answer and always present, right here, right now. I claim infinite resources, knowing that Spirit is the source and resource. And I go back and I resource, not just daily, but consciously in contact with divine, as Spirit is living, breathing, and having its being in and as me. I remember I am the hands, the heart, the voice of Spirit, as each one is. And I consciously choose to live that way. I use the creative process consciously. I plant the seeds of my choice. I hand them over. And right now, I hand it over, filled with gratitude. I hand it over to the law to do what it does. I let God be God. And I am overjoyed. As I set it free, I let it be. I say amen. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for knowing the oneness, the love. Thank you for being in the tribe. And I wish you a very blessed and happy Mother's Day, knowing that the love is eternal. It can never go anywhere. And when we share our love with others, it comes through us. We are divine, loving divine, and it always feels good. So I'm going to end with my song for my mom that my mom, my sister, and I, it was our song together, Wind Beneath My Wings. So may Spirit be the wind beneath your wings. Have a wonderful week. Blessings and love. Namaste.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name. I can fly